The judge overseeing the former president's hush money prosecution has threatened to put Donald Trump in jail if he keeps breaking his gag order. Mr. Trump was strongly admonished not to intimidate jurors and witnesses and was fined $1,000, about £800. This was Mr. Trump's second fine for disparaging remarks about witnesses since the trial began last month. For 9 infractions he was fined $9,000, £7,172 last week. Despite the fact that Mr. Trump stated that it was the last thing I want to do, Judge Juan M. Merchan cautioned him on Monday that further violations of the gag order may result in jail time. In the aftermath of an insider narrative on the former president's response to a politically damaging G recording that emerged in the latter weeks of the 2016 campaign, prosecutors in Mr. Trump's hush money trial are drawing closer to the man. As the presumed Republican contender for president in 2024, Mr. Trump is continuing to campaign for the office in November of that year while battling his legal issues in a New York court. This occurs while Mr. Trump's top aide and former White House official Hope Hicks is still testifying in the Manhattan trial. Hicks' testimony, by far the closest colleague of Mr. Trump to testify in the Manhattan trial, was intended to provide jurors with an insider's perspective of a tumultuous and crucial period of the campaign. After a 2005 tape of Mr. Trump discussing groping women without their consent was made public during the 2016 campaign, he and his allies worked to stop the publication of other potentially embarrassing tales. Prosecutors claim that the campaign attempted to pay hush money to a Playboy model and porn star who both claimed to have had sex with Mr. Trump prior to his election to office. Speaking on the Access Hollywood tape, which was originally made public in a Washington Post article in October 2016, Ms. Hicks stated, "I had a good sense to believe this was going to be a massive story and that it was going to dominate the news cycle for the next several days. This was a negative turn of events." On Monday, the third week of testimony in the trial will begin. Prosecutors are focusing on Michael Cohen, the former attorney and personal fixer of President Trump, who entered a guilty plea to federal charges pertaining to the payments of hush money. It is anticipated that Mr. Cohen would face a brutal cross-examination from defense lawyers who want to damage his reputation among the jury. Trump is charged with 34 felonies for allegedly fabricating financial records in relation to payments made to suppress potentially embarrassing news. The Trump Organization, according to the prosecution, paid Mr. Cohen incentives and additional payments in addition to compensating him for payments he made to porn star Stormy Daniels. The transactions were allegedly fraudulently recorded in the business's records as legal fees, according to the prosecution. Trump has entered a not guilty plea and refuted any misconduct or sexual interactions with any of the women. Jurors have heard testimony from a number of people thus far, including a friend and publisher of a tabloid magazine who purchased the rights to a number of scandalous stories about Trump in order to keep them from being public, and a lawyer from Los Angeles who arranged hush money agreements on behalf of Ms. Daniels and Playboy model Karen McDougal. Out of the 4 cases filed against Trump, this one might be the only one to go to trial before the election in November. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.